Around the world, there are several combat diver units, some well known, others still shrouded in mystery. Among them stands the elite of the Brazilian Navy, the combat divers group known as Grumec. But what is Grumec? Grumec, short for Grupamento de Mergulhadores de Combate, is the combat diver and naval special operations unit of the Brazilian Navy, operating under the Submarine Force Command. They are highly trained for covert maritime missions, special reconnaissance, direct action, hostage rescue, maritime counter-terrorism, sabotage, jungle warfare, and riverine operations. Often compared to Navy SEALs, USA, Comsubin, Italy, or Shayatet 13, Israel. Grumec is Brazil's most elite maritime warfare force. But everything has a beginning, and with Grumec, it was no different. Grumec's origins trace back to the mid to late 1970s, a period when Brazil, like many nations during the Cold War, began to reassess its military doctrine and realize the need for elite units capable of conducting unconventional warfare. The Brazilian Navy took the strategic decision to establish a unit trained in maritime infiltration, sabotage, intelligence gathering, and counter-terrorism, particularly suited for protecting Brazil's vast coastline and river systems, especially the Amazon basin, the so-called Blue Amazon, Brazil's extensive exclusive economic zone in the South Atlantic. To design this new force, Brazilian officers were sent abroad to learn from the best. Officers trained with the U.S. Navy SEALs, Italian Comsubin, German Kampfschwimmer, and French Commandos Marine. These elite schools provided not only technical knowledge in underwater demolition, diving, and covert operations, but also insights into unit structure, psychological selection, and mission planning. Upon their return, these officers laid the doctrinal and operational foundation of what would become Grumec. The unit was formally created in 1979 under the Brazilian Navy's Submarine Force Command, rather than under the Marine Corps. This was an intentional decision, since many of Grumec's operations would involve clandestine infiltration using submarines. Submarines are the ideal insertion platform for combat divers due to their stealth, range, and ability to deploy personnel undetected near hostile shores or in enemy-held waters. From the 1980s onward, Grumec expanded its capabilities and professionalized its force. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, the unit conducted internal training operations, built specialized infrastructure, and participated in bilateral exercises with friendly navies. They took part in domestic missions involving critical infrastructure security, VIP protection, and surveillance of strategic ports. In the jungles of Brazil and in its inland waterways, Grumec honed its skills in riverine warfare, an area in which they became world-class experts, blending jungle survival skills with underwater assault tactics. One of Grumec's most distinctive features is its brutal and highly selective training pipeline. The unit's combat diver course, Curso de Mergulhador de Combate, CMEC, is a grueling program lasting approximately 45 weeks, making it one of the longest and most physically demanding military courses in Latin America. Candidates are drawn from within the Brazilian Navy and must first pass a rigorous pre-selection that eliminates the majority of applicants. The course includes phases in advanced swimming, long-distance underwater navigation, explosives handling, weapons training, combat diving, close quarters battle, CQB, underwater demolitions, and infiltration tactics using submarines, helicopters, and rubber boats. One particularly intense phase is the jungle warfare training conducted in the Amazon, which teaches survival, navigation, evasion, and guerrilla tactics in extreme conditions. Candidates must also perform full combat dives in adverse sea conditions, often under sleep deprivation and extreme physical stress. The final test usually involves an infiltration mission launched from a submarine in open sea, followed by land reconnaissance or a simulated sabotage action. The dropout rate is consistently above 85 to 90%. Grumec's arsenal is on par with other Tier 1 Special Operations Forces. Operators use closed-circuit rebreathers, allowing them to dive without producing bubbles. They are equipped with HK-416 assault rifles, Sig Sauer and Glock sidearms, long-range sniper systems, underwater explosives, breaching tools, night vision equipment, and communications gear compatible with NATO forces. For mobility, Grumec utilizes special operations submarines, high-speed boats, helicopters, and light vehicles for coastal and jungle operations.
While most of Grumec's missions remain classified, some of their roles have been revealed in recent decades. The unit was deployed as part of the security apparatus during the 2012 Rio +20 United Nations Summit, where world leaders such as Barack Obama and Angela Merkel were present. Grumec was tasked with ensuring the safety of critical coastal points and monitoring maritime traffic in Rio's strategic bays. They also participated in the 2016 Rio Olympics, where their mission included counter-terrorism surveillance in and around maritime venues, harbor security, and response capabilities for hostage scenarios. In addition to national events, Grumec operates in the Amazon region, where their expertise in jungle and riverine warfare makes them a strategic asset. They support federal and military operations against illegal mining, drug trafficking, and arms smuggling, often in isolated and hostile environments. These missions sometimes involve direct confrontation with heavily armed criminal groups operating along Brazil's northern border. Grumec operators are often referred to as sea angels, water demons, a nickname that reflects their dual nature: silent professionals beneath the waves, but fierce and lethal on the surface. Today, Grumec stands as a symbol of Brazilian naval power and self-reliance. With the continued expansion of Brazil's pro-sub submarine program, Grumec is expected to gain even more relevance as their ability to conduct submarine-launched special operations becomes more strategic in a geopolitically sensitive South Atlantic. As threats evolve, Grumec's combination of endurance, stealth, and lethality ensures it will remain at the forefront of Brazil's elite fighting forces, feared by enemies and respected by allies around the world. In the darkness of the deep, where no light dares to reach, and in the silence of the jungle, where danger waits with every breath, there exists a brotherhood forged not in comfort, but in chaos. They are not born, they are made, tempered by the ocean, hardened by the wild, sharpened by war. They move without being seen, strike without being heard, and vanish without a trace. From the icy black of the Atlantic to the burning green of the Amazon, they are Brazil's silent shield, its invisible sword. They are the answer to the impossible, the last breath before the storm, the nightmare of any enemy who dares to threaten their homeland. They are warriors of sea and shadow. They are ghosts in the water. They are Grumec.